now I actually don't know what to do with that shit. I'm gonna get naked and use this as a moisturizer on my body. So see you guys in a bit. Bon, je pense que c'est good. You guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. Okay, before I tell you guys how to actually get rid of that fucking little bump, I'm gonna tell you guys how to actually prevent it. So I made another video about how to heal and care for a new piercing and the products that you should not use, those that are recommended to use for a good healed piercing. So I highly recommend you check it out if you want to know more about it. But basically, sea salt soaks are one of the best ways to preventing keloids. So sea salt soaks, it's basically soaking your piercing in saline water, so a mix of salt and warm water, for about 5 or 10 minutes. And this really helps irrigate your piercings. It removes the crust and any buildup of stuff around your piercing, and it's that buildup, the accumulation of bacteria and dead cells around your piercing. This is what creates a keloid, and when the keloid is there, it's really hard to get rid of. So I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you probably have a keloid, and it's just, yeah, it sucks. So step 1, prevention. Make sure to do the sea salt solutions twice a day to prevent any risk of having that bump. But once you have it, what can you do? Basically, I used to have one on my nose, and I also had one on my navel years ago, but I don't have my navel piercing anymore. But for my nose, it stayed there for like 2 months, because at first I didn't do anything, thinking that it would go away. It did not. So I did a lot of research, tried honey, putting sea salt paste on my piercing for a few minutes. I know that some people try aspirin. I haven't used that actually. I also tried tea tree oil with water. I tried toothpaste. Yeah, that was a weird method. So what worked in the end was the mix of tea tree oil and coconut oil. Tea tree oil has antibacterial properties. It's really good for disinfecting wounds. Now, it's really important to always dilute it. First time I used it on my bump was diluting it with water, and that just wasn't enough. For me, what worked, and that's only my experience, but it was just combining it with coconut oil, which also has antimicrobial properties, and it's really gentle on your skin, because tea tree oil is really drying and coconut oil is moisturizing. So I don't know, putting the two together really worked for me. And what I basically did was also combining it with the sea salt soaks. So every morning and night I would soak my piercing, always rinse with water, and then I would dab a little bit of coconut oil with tea tree on it. I don't recommend using a cotton tip, because the cotton fibers on the cotton tip can get stuck in your piercing. Even if you don't see it, it's like very like small fibers can just get stuck in your piercing, slowing down the healing. So I'm still going to show you guys how to do it, just in case. I recommend choosing unrefined virgin coconut oil because it's not processed. Refined coconut oil has been processed and you lose some of the benefits that coconut oil has naturally. So, boom. Take the spoon. Oh, this is... fuck! So I grabbed a tablespoon, but it's supposed to be a teaspoon. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit. Okay, I think you probably need about this much, this here, yeah, that much. That's probably a teaspoon, right? So I usually put it in the palm of my hand. You can also put it in a bowl if you prefer. I'm just extremely lazy. Also, it's always easier if you melt the coconut oil, but as I said, lazy. And then only 1 drop of tea tree oil. Boom. Oh shit, that was 2. And then if you put it in the palm of your hand, it's gonna melt naturally in your hand. So, I mean, obviously this is a lot of coconut oil and it's not very convenient, especially if you only want to put it on a tiny bump. But I recommend that you make a batch and that you put it in a little container. This way you can apply it every morning. Now I actually don't know what to do with that coconut oil. Shit. Okay, well, I don't have a bump, but let's say I have a bump. You just dab a tiny bit on your bump, and now what should I do with that? That was a bad idea. I didn't expect that it would be so much. No! Et merde, putain, qu'est-ce que je... Ah, fais chier. I'm gonna get naked and use this as a moisturizer on my body. So, see you guys in a bit. Ah! overall it took I think about 1 to 2 weeks to disappear completely from my nose, but after only a few days I could already see a difference. The bump was getting flatter and flatter, but for some people, maybe for you it'll take longer or faster, it really depends, but just don't give up, you know. I would recommend to at least do this for a week before giving up. Like if you don't see any results after 4 days, just keep it up until like 7-8 days, and if it doesn't work you can switch to another method, but just don't give up before giving it like at least 1 week, because for me it took like 2 weeks to disappear completely. If you dilute the tea tree oil really well, it's a really gentle way to try to heal a keloid. Other methods, like maybe using aspirin, that seems very harsh for the piercing. And make sure to not use alcohol. It destroys the cells around your piercings and it's just not good. Just be patient and be kind to your body and to your new piercing. Really care for it. Avoid touching it excessively unless you are gonna clean it or apply cocoa and tea tree oil on it. I really hope this was helpful to you guys. If it did, please put a thumbs up. And if you want to see more piercings and body modification videos or anything about veganism, lifestyle and things like that, make sure to check out my other videos right here and subscribe to my channel for weekly content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!